Hi friends, welcome to Code Practicing. In this video, we will practice how to connect AWS RDS with MySQL Workbench using password authentication. Okay, so we'll do step-by-step process to connect our RDS. So first we will log into our AWS account. Just for that, go to AWS account. Just log into our AWS account and then you will get this window. You can go to RDS by searching over here in the search bar RDS. Okay, then you can go from here or click on services under database. You will find RDS. So click on RDS. Okay, DB instances 0 or 40. Since we don't have any database currently in our RDS. Okay, so we don't have any instances. So we will create your first instance by clicking on create database. Okay, here. Under create database, choose a database creation method. We will select standard method to create a database. Second is engine option. We will connect to our MySQL. So we'll select MySQL. Addition is MySQL community. Version for this practice, we will connect to our latest version of 5.7. Select latest version of 5.7. Okay. Templates. Choose a sample templates to meet your use cases. Production, dev test, and free tier. As we are doing the practice session, we will use a free tier. So select this free tier. All the below settings will depend on this selection of template, production, test, and free tier. Okay. So next is a setting, and which first is DB instant identifier. Okay, give a name to your DB instance. Okay, we will give a name code DB. This is a DB name. Credentials. This is a master username. Okay. We'll keep this as admin only. Okay. Master password. Set a master password. We'll keep this code 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Master username and master password. This is a login credential to your database instance, and we will use this username and password to connect to our DB instance and RDS. Okay. Next is our DB instance class. Choose a DB instance class that meets your processing power and memory requirement. Okay. Here we have option of burstable class that include T classes. All other are disabled for us because we have selected free tier. By default, this class T class is enabled for free tier. If we choose here production or DB, then we have an all the other DB instances are enabled. Okay, for this session, tutorial, we will use free tier. So we will select DB T2 inch micro. Okay. Next is the storage. Storage is general purpose storage, provisional IOPS, and magnetic. The general or minimum 20 GB. Okay. And for provisional IOPS, minimum 100. Okay. Provisional, you can change this. Even we have an option to select magnetic. Okay. But for this tutorial, we'll go with general purpose allocated storage 20. Okay. Next is auto scaling. We don't need auto scaling. It says if you're gonna enable this auto scaling, means you are storing a huge data set and you want to scale your database. Okay, as we are practicing, we don't need to enable this feature. So I'll uncheck this. Availability and durability. These options are not available for free tier. Okay. If you are creating for production or development, on selecting this will create a standby instance in different availability zone to provide data redundancy and minimize latency spikes during the system backups. Okay, for this tutorial, we don't have an option to create multi-AZ. Okay, so leave this. Now is the connectivity part. Virtual private cloud VPC is we have a default VPC. We will not do anything with this. Subnet, we will select the default subnet group. Yes, now the public access. Access we will select yes. If you want to access your database from a local computer, you have to select yes, public access. Okay, do remember, if you enable this as a public access, this will be visible to public, but it's not like that anybody can access this database. Whoever want to access this database from the public, they should have a login credential and endpoint. Then only they can access. Okay. For this tutorial, we will set yes, public access. Okay. If you select no, if you select this, you will be more secure. Okay, you will be able to access this database within the EC2 instance, those EC2 instances which is coming in the VPC. Okay, so for this we will select yes, as we want to connect from our local computer. We'll select yes. Okay, existing VPC group, the default VPC group is selected, so we will keep this as it is. We will talk more about this later on. Okay, availability zone, no preference. Additional configuration, database port 3306. Okay, as it is. Database authentication. Password authentication, password and IAM database authentication, and password based authentication. Okay, so we will select password authentication, in which we will log into our database using password, username and password. Okay, while selected, this is more secure. When we select this, This is the most secured, okay, as it required IAM user credentials, okay, but we will cover in upcoming videos for this password and IAM database authentication. For this tutorial, we will go with the password authentication method. Additional configuration, initial database name. If you want to create a database while creating, for instance, then you can pass here. For currently, keep it empty. Parameter group function default. Enable automatic backup. You don't want a backup for now, so disable this and check. Okay, next, all seems good. So now create database. Okay, I started creating our database. Okay, it will take some time to completely all the setup and create a database and available for us. You can check the details of your database by clicking on the database name. Here is a endpoint. When it is available, you will get the endpoint over here. Using that endpoint, we can connect to our database. Okay. As the public accessibility, yes. This is a default security group applied. Okay. From here, you can get your credentials, your username, admin, password. Okay. And below we'll get endpoint after a completion of database. Okay. So it will take some time. So till then, we will pause our video. Yes. Once the database is created, we will get our database endpoint. Endpoint is the address of your database. Okay. The database is created and available for us. We can check our credential here. Okay. Look, we got our endpoint. Okay. And now we have our master username, password, and our endpoint. These are the credentials required to connect our RDS from a workbench. So we'll now connect our RDS from workbench. So open workbench, click on plus sign, means you'll create a new connection. Click on this, give a name, connection name, RDS DB. Okay. Connection method standard TCP. Host name means we have our endpoint. Just copy this endpoint, paste in your host name. Okay. Username is our admin. Okay. And password is a password. Just copy the password. Okay. Click OK and test this connection. So it's failed to connect. Okay. Failed to connect. Do you remember while creating a database, we have selected a default security group? This is because of that. Okay. So the default security group do not accept the connection at the inbound internally. So we will create one security group, a new security group for our database, and apply that to our DB instance. Okay, for that we will go to our AWS account, check look, this is the default security group applied to our instance. We will create one new security group. Okay, for that you can go from here, or you can go from here is EC2, then EC2, and there is security group here. Click on security group. This is the default security group applied to our RDS instance. We will create a new one for our RDS instance. Create a security group, give a name. My SG, my YouTube SG. Okay. Says okay. In this before VPC. Okay, we'll add pinpoint rules. We will allow everything, all TCP, all traffic, click anywhere. Okay, one more, all traffic, click on anywhere IPv6. Okay, this will open by doing this we will connect our RDS from our local host. Okay, so if you want to give your IP address, then you can give your click on my IP. Then you can only access your RDS instance from your IP only. No one else can access that. Okay, we have we have set this. Now click on create security group. Okay, we'll check again. Okay. This is a new security group. I will again go to our RDS. And apply this newly created store security group to our RDS instance. So we'll modify our instance. Okay. Yes, you can modify any of this previously selected setting. Okay, look, storage type, okay, connectivity. Okay, here is a security group under connectivity. We will apply our newly created security group, means my YouTube store security group. Okay, and that's it, and continue. And don't forget to select this scheduling of modification. Click on this, apply immediately. This will apply immediately to our DB. So click on modify DB instance. Okay, successfully modified instance. Okay, so we'll check again, applied or not. Yes, my YouTube security group is adding to our DB instance. Okay, so let's check able to connect our DB from Workbench or not. Okay, let's test the connection. Yes, look, successfully made a MySQL connection. Means we have successfully connected to our new RDS instance. Okay, so get into it. Yes, this is our RDS instance. As of now, we don't have any database over here. We can create a new schema. Code DB B. After connecting, you can do whatever you want to do over here. This is the first database created. There is no tables, view, store, procedure, and functions. Okay, this all are created in our new instance. Okay, so today we have seen how to connect AWS RDS using MySQL Workbench. Don't forget to do that uh, new security group. Okay, this is the important step to connect uh, MySQL RDS from MySQL Workbench. Thank you for watching. We'll meet you in next video. Thank you.